So welcome to third episode of the build. So after you build your computer, or you pick your parts and stuff like that, would have been linked in the description down below. And obviously this part where you build the computer, that will be linked in the description down below. And this is the third part where it's showing you how to put on Windows 10 on your computer and how to install it and everything like that the right way, the clean way. But first off, I should have really said before you even after you've got the parts, you should be testing your computer components outside the computer case before you actually put it all together inside the case, because if it doesn't work, you've got a dead memory or dead graphics card or motherboard or CPU, at least you can easily know what it is because it's outside the box, and then take it out. But I'll do that in another video. But anyway, this is what we do. So we've got your little BIOS screen here. This is off the MSI motherboard. And this is saying it's clocked at 4 gigahertz. BIOS build date is the 2nd of, so February the 24th, 2018. I'm using speed of memory 2400 megahertz. Voltage using on the power supply or the CPU 1.36 volts. And then the name of the Intel CPU, which is A350K CPU running at 4 gigahertz. And then the motherboard, which MB stands for B360 Gaming Pro Carbon MS7B116, and that's basically like the sort of stuff that you would need to know if you're going to be doing a firmware update and all that sort of stuff, which is going to be in another video anyway. This one's just going to be purely about after you built the computer, how do you get everything going, how do I get it quieter, or how do I make it so it's more cooler, or in between. So it's saying motherboard, ambient temperature 35 degrees and 45 degrees for the CPU, and you've got an XMP for the memory right there. Now this is all pretty somewhat, well, not self-explanatory, but there is sort of easier things to talk about this. But what we're going to talk about is just going into different menus. I'm going to press F7 on the motherboard, and then I'm going to go to settings, because we're going to just put on Windows 10. So this is what you do. You make sure you got your SSD on here. So on the computer, I'm going to turn it off real quick, and then I'm going to put it on. So this is what normally happens after you built a computer and you haven't got Windows on it, or no operating system at all. This is what will happen. You'll get missing operating system at the top there. So that means that I have to get in there. So what we do, we press Control, Alt and Delete, and then we'll keep pressing Delete until we get into the BIOS. So I'm into the BIOS now. Then I'm going to press S7, because this is just like for average users. We want to make sure we get a clean boot. So S7, and then we're going to go to settings, and then we're going to go down to boot, and then before we even need to do that, we need to get the USB dongle in there. So I'm going to take out my product key, and then I'm going to find my USB. Right, so you get your USB, and this is USB 3.0, it's up to 5 gigabits a second, nice and quick. Put it into your USB 3 so you can get your operating system on as quick as possible. And if you haven't got that, put it on USB 2 and it will still work the same way. So now I put it in there, I need to Control, Alt and Delete again, and then press Delete so it can recognize that the USB is actually in the settings. So F7, and then settings, then to boot, and my USB stick's in there now. So now I need to find where it is. So fix boot order. So we want to go into here, and that's what we're looking for. Then we press return, so we know that's the right one, and then we're going to go to here, and then we're going to find the drive, which is that one. Should be that one, if I remember rightly. Right, so we've got legacy UEFI, that's on as well. Hard drive boot, that's on. So SSD's in there. USB drive boot. Right, there we go, that's on. Now, what we want to do is just go to, can I even go to this? Yeah, that's alright, that's cool. So my boot configuration, let's go on to, where is it? Right, so if I go to Control Alt and Delete, it should normally come up there straight away and run through there automatically into Windows. But if not, we can just do it and override it so it goes straight into Windows itself. There you go, so Windows is on there. We want not 32, we want 64-bit. So you press Enter. Loading files. Whoa. Then you get like a waiting screen, it will go into a blue screen. Then you've got, so wherever you're from, you got United Kingdom on there obviously, and then time and currency, format wherever you're from, so you can just scan through it. It's got everything in the world on there. I leave mine on the United Kingdom. And then keyboard method, United Kingdom, United States, International, yeah, I'm gonna keep mine on UK. Then you go to next, and then where it says repair your computer, this is what will happen if you get an error in your Windows. You'll come back, use that USB key and go through the same procedure. But as we're just installed in Windows, you just need to click on here, install, and then it says setup is starting, and then it will take you to the product key one information, which I'm not going to show you, so I'm going to actually leave this blank so you won't be able to see it. But you put your own product key in. Nah. So once you put your product key in, you just click next, and then it will take you to a format page to see if the hard drive needs formatting. So you click this is acceptable notice and license terms, just accept, then go to next. Then you're gonna go to, you can go to upgrade. If you've already got a hard drive already and you've already got the relevant information, then you use this one. If you want to completely clean, like custom install only, advanced users, you go to this one. So that means that it will wipe everything off your drive if you've got anything on it. So you click that one, and it's trying to make me a partition there, so I'll delete that. And then I've just got the normal hard drive itself, and then I know it's a terabyte, but everything else is saved for other information on there, read and write, so making sure the hard drive works itself. So technically it's always under, and plus operating system's got to go on there as well. So just click next, and then you'll see copying Windows files. Make sure that goes up, depending on if you've got it connected to USB 2 or how slow your computer is or how fast it is, it's going to be different. So if it's slow, it's going to be slow. If it's a fast computer, then it'll be quite fast. So what we're going to do is going to speed through this, and then we'll put a clock underneath the bottom, or maybe not a clock, because I don't know, we might put a clock underneath the bottom, and then we'll speed through this so we can show you what Windows looks like, even though you probably know what Windows looks like. But there's a different Windows as well, because this Windows is just from this box, but then there's an update as well, and then you get the Windows 10 anniversary part 2. So yeah, that's great. Thanks.
Everything that we've been through has made us strong. You won't believe we've had our gray, but somewhere there's a light inside of us. It shows the way. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you, don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high, I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight, the world just disappears.
So with what's happening now is the Windows is going on there, and there's an operating system. It restarts, goes back on, restarts, comes back on, and now it's got get going faster. So use express settings. This is what I do just to get everything going on there. Right, so he's going to be using this name. It could be John Doe, and enter password. You don't have to enter password, so I'm just going to go next. If you want to enter the password, you can do. If you want to use Cortana, you can do. Cortana is an AI sort of thing where you speak to and all this sort of stuff, which I'm not really interested in, so not now. So it comes up with hi, and it's still installed in at the moment. We're happy that you're here. I'm happy that you're here too. So it's getting things ready, like a USB bus, PCI Express, CPU, everything on a computer. It's getting everything ready, making sure everything works. So when you plug in a USB, it recognizes it straight away.
I got you, don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need.
Let's start. Right, so this is what the Windows screen looks like after you've installed the game. Installed the gaming machine. So literally you've got nothing on here at all. You only got Internet Explorer, you have to go into that. So what we'll do, we'll connect it up to the internet real quick. Whoa. Is that the right way? I think it is. So we'll plug in the internet. As you can see, it's getting a driver straight away. And it should come up the Wi-Fi down the bottom down there. Hopefully it will work. Right, so when this happens, you have to connect straight directly into an Ethernet cable. So that's what I'm going to do right now, and then I'll be able to get the driver for the actual internet dongle. Some dongles just normally have it and you can plug it in and work straight away, or a PCI Express PCI version will work straight in there, no problem. So what I'm going to do is just get a cable and plug it straight in and get the driver. Right, so what I'm going to do now is restart this computer because it's not showing up, the driver. So hopefully sometimes that could fix it, but if not, then I'll have to get download a driver off something else, put it on the USB, then plug it in and do it that way. But yeah, this should have worked no problem, so it's not great. Right, this is a new motherboard. This should already be working. So there's John Doe, in we go, but still no internet I can see. What is going on? Right, so I'm gonna get a driver and then I've got to get off MSI, then I should be ready to go. Right, so what's happened is that didn't have the drivers on this motherboard for some reason. Normally do when you connect it up to a network, it normally does work, so don't really know. But anyway, I had to go to another computer, go to MSI's link in the description down below anyway, where you need to go to get the driver if you're following this video, and take you straight there so you can download your driver for your internet. But that's all you need at first. I'm going to show you some other stuff first. Right, so we click into my USB and we open the folder, and we're going to use that one where it's extract all, extract. Oh, this is slow USB. Well, we could be here for a while, but that is a slow USB. I didn't realise how slow it was. Okay, so now we've got the drivers on here. So now we just go to, we open it? Yeah, it's already open. So then we're just going to go to open and auto run. Install software drivers, yes. And this will install them for me, accept, yes. Yep, install. Should only take a few seconds and then it will be done. There we go, we're on the internet now. That's all we needed to do. So finish, cancel that, cancel that, cancel that. And there we go, we've got your internet bar at the bottom. So that means we can now go onto the internet, and this means now we can actually go onto Google, because we don't want to use Explorer. And then we type in Google Chrome actually. You can use Firefox, Internet Explorer, Yahoo, whatever you want to use, but I use Google Chrome, so I'm going to download that, take that off, save. Then the next stage after this of getting Google Chrome would be to sort your graphics out, but as it's connected to the internet, it will put Windows' own graphics on there, and it will change it for you, because at the moment it doesn't look very nice, I know. Right, so Google Chrome's on there, we're installing. Right, so now I want to make this my default, so I want to go to pinned taskbar, continue, and there it is. Well, actually, let me just check see if it's there. No, it's not. Why are you not there? Close all, exit, close all. Why is it not closing? Close all tabs. What? Close. Why is this not closing? Okay. With Control Alt will delete it. Task Manager. Open more. Get to there. Explorer's already annoying me. Now it's gone. Get Google and pin it to this taskbar. There it is. Now it's there. So now we've got Google. Now it's running okay. Just go to no thanks. Unless you've got a YouTube account, sign up to it. Now we're going to go to MSI, and then we're going to download the stuff for it. So let's X that. And now we want to find the product, so find your motherboard, which would be B360 if you've got that motherboard. Same procedure for everything else. Just click into motherboards and look for your one, so 1151 socket, and this B360. So I go into here, and there is a promotion going on at the moment as well. So I'll leave that link in the description down below. So now we go to specification. Now we go to service, sorry, and there's your BIOS driver manual. So you can download your manual online and check if you lose your book. And you've got utilities, which gives you like internet security and stuff like that. Go to Windows 10 64, which you had before. And this app as well was for RGB, and this is for your sound, and this is your gaming app as well. And you've got your app manager, but you don't need all of this. Love Update 6, this is what we want, so we want to install that. Because if you're an amateur, or you're just born lazy, bone lazy I should say, then you could just use that and it will install it, and yeah, then away you go. So there it comes at the bottom. Actually, before we really want to use that, I want to get WinRAR, so I would use that. This is an opening extracting program. So I'm going to get that and look for English 64-bit, click on that, and that will install. So at the moment this is like Windows' extractor, and it's not very powerful and it could give you errors. So I always make sure I get this first normally. I just normally use ISO as well. Done, and then we go to X, and then we go to the folder that it should be in. So, is it in downloads? There it is, live updates and downloads. So go extract here. You can make a folder if you want, so you can extract the bits there. So now I'm going to install this. And this will, because it's an MSI motherboard and MSI graphics card, it will update everything that I need, and RGBs, everything that you want. If you need internet security, you can have that as well. So don't want to subscribe to MSI newsletter, so finish. Don't need to register. Should normally come up here. There it is. So it will say last scan, and you can program this in as well, so it literally does everything for you. So say operating system, Windows 10 64-bit motherboard BIOS 2.10, serial numbers there, motherboard, graphics card, which is Microsoft Basic Display adapter. You can also go into control panel as well and go into drivers. Well, it's already done it for me before I've even thought about it. So now the graphics will be nice and clean and clear. So that's what it's done there. So what I'm going to do is right click it, go to display adapters, actually, yeah, and then advanced display settings. So it's on 1920 by 1080. Then I'm going to go to display adapter properties. And then I'm going to check to make sure this monitor's at the highest rates at 60 Hz. So we'll click that, make sure and apply, okay. Now we're going to go into here, go into live updates, and we're going to scan. And this is what you normally do, you scan the whole motherboard and it'll scan everything that's connected to it. You've got manual scan, you've got automatic scan, and it will tell you what you need to update or what you want to update, it's up to you. And this is where you can get your RGB connection software and stuff. So you've got Intel ME drivers for your SSD, Intel chip drivers for the whole motherboard, Intel SGX, you've got App Manager, you've got Command Center, and you've got DPC latency tuner as well. That's normally for your internet, so it's all speeded up and you can tune it up or whatever, but I don't normally use it. You've got motherboard driver, MSI utility. So if we go to MSI utility, which one is it? Oh, I've lost it. Oh, there it is. So utility. Right, so if you go to optional, it'll give you a Google Taskbar, it'll give you a Google Drive and Norton Internet Security, so you can get your Internet Security free, straight through the motherboard. And then everything else has got like so if I go to motherboard driver, that's all it will come up with. If I go with MSI utility, that's all it will come up with. And then optional utility is obviously the Google Taskbar and stuff like that. And then you can go to automatic, and then it will install everything for you. So that's how you do it, but I'm going to show you how to just install a few drivers that I would normally do. So I'll do App Manager, Command Center, Intel ME, Intel chipset drivers, Intel SGX, and I will install the gaming app. Don't need that, don't need the RAM disk. RAM disk is like if you're going to use it as extra storage to have that optimized speed, but you need to spend a lot of money on that, so this will be not applicable. Mystic Light, supercharger, most people plug their phones in. Xboost, don't need that. Right, so all you need to do is go to Total Installer. You can go to download. When you go to download, it will download it, but it won't install it. So Total Installer will download it and install it. So there's your bar up there. And going to history tells you what you've already got, and if you're one of the drivers you've got is not working, you can delete it and then you'll see it's not there anymore. Settings, you can it's self-explanatory. You can go into it, and whenever you're not on your computer, that's when you should do your updates. So never put never unless you are using it as a server. So at the bottom, even though you're seeing 100% complete, that means it's downloaded all of these and now it's installing them. That's why it's saying please wait. So you will get some flashy screens and sometimes it will tell you to restart your computer. Normally after this you would install your graphics card driver so you can get the most optimized drivers. So you go onto NVIDIA, and you would go to whatever your graphics card is. So you go to drivers, and then you will download this as well. So this will say automatically what your drivers are. Just click on that, then go to yes. GeForce experience isn't the best, it normally doesn't work all the time properly, but it saves you a whole hassle when it does work properly and gets you the most up-to-date drivers for your games. So you go to agree and install. And normally you have to sign in and stuff like that to make sure that you're getting the optimized graphics at all time. So now I'm installing. And then it's saying restart now, but I think I've got something else that's going on in the background. Right, so same reboot anyway, so that's okay with me. Restart now, make sure everything, if you're halfway through an install, just make sure that your everything is installed and ready to be rebooted. Some computers don't need to have a reboot, but the majority of them do. So straight into the computer, it will still do its drivers and everything like that. And normally when you get your drivers, because it's such an up-to-date computer, it will normally remember like what pages you've been on Google and everything like that. And I don't mean in history, I mean it'll come on the screen normally to show you where you are. Also in Windows, you can go normally to control panel. I don't know where I went there for, control panel. And go to category, go to large icons, and then you will go to, where is it, power options. Now if you're trying to save money or you're on a like pay-as-you-go bill, then balance is recommended and then obviously power saver, but we're not, so we're going to go on high performance so we can get nice fast speeds out of this. Control and Alt and Delete brings up this screen here and also shows you performance. Now the new version of this, if I remember rightly, Windows 10 anniversary, brings up your graphics card as well. But as this is not the newest version, it will ask me maybe in a day or two to update to the newest version. But anyway, you can see like what you've been using. So I'm only using 8 gigabytes of memory and my memory counts there, and then how much disk space I'm using off the SSD and how much internet I'm using, but the graphics card will be there as well, and this bit's to show you how many threads and stuff like that. So now going on a higher performance. Where are we? So go back into Google. So oh yeah, before I go into Google, go into here. I'm going to go back to my drivers because I want to see if GeForce is in there. I think it will be there. MSI Live, App Manager. Right, so if I go to control panel again, category, large icons, then go to device manager, and then go down to the drop down menu. So it's got the Zoe monitor there, networks on there. Now I'm looking for display settings, adapters. So NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050 Ti, so it's come up there, so that's pretty cool. Now, if you wanted to go in and you had 2 drives, you will go into here and you will create a new pool, and it will come up whether you've got 2 SSDs. As long as you ain't got a fault or you've got information on one, just be careful. Normally you'll do this with a few SSDs exactly the same. So if you've got a terabyte with another terabyte, then you can connect them together and you can make RAID 0. Or if you've got 3 terabyte SSDs, you can make RAID 0 with 3 times the performance. Simple as that. But I'll show you in the next video if you really want to see that. That'd be cool. Now, if you want to get games, obviously you connect to Windows. You can connect your Xbox as well to this, sign in as normal and do all of that. But I'm not signing in because I don't need to. And to get other games, you go into Steam and you download Steam. So welcome to Steam. What you do is you go into install Steam, you install it, and then it will ask you information, password and username. Then it will bring you back up here. Then you'll choose what game you are. Then you'll sign in here on the actual desktop. So not on this bit, but the install bit. And then you'll get your games through there, and that's how you get your games and that. Now, if you're going to go into checking your graphics card, use Fraps. Even type in Fraps properly. You'll get this software, but there's other software, just check it out. If you want any links in the description down below, you can do that. If you want to download stuff, you can download loads of stuff because now your computer's ready. But then Windows 10 is going to do quite a few updates, and yeah, that's what it's basically about. So the next video is going to be me just showing you tests of like using graphic program software and stuff like that to see how good your computer is and see if it's not too hot. And we're also going to go into the BIOS as well and check out how to do the fan curves. Anyway, hope this video was an enlightenment enough for you. If not, leave a couple of short sentences down there what I should have done or what you would like to see, and I'll put it in the next video. Thanks for watching.